I saw where you said you're in favor of the automated strike zone, the robo umpires. That surprised me a little bit. How did you come to that realization?
No, I just think watching these games and the technology has gotten so good with that, and really game to game as you watch, so many calls for me. And I know there's a gray area they call and things like that. I just think it would make it a cleaner game. It keeps me from getting ejected, arguing balls and strikes. But I really do think it's getting to that point.
Why do we allow umpires to have their own interpretation of the strike zone? I find that now maybe we do that in all other sports where, you know, a football referee has his own interpretation of holding, or basketball referee has his interpretation of traveling. But when the strike zone varies that much, I don't understand why we gave them so much power.
I don't necessarily think that we've given them so much power. I think there's a definition of, what the strike zone is. Some guys just see it differently. And, I think the new setups, I'm pretty sure that they don't allow the guys to set up right behind the catcher anymore. They want them in the slot, which puts them in a bind. Guys are throwing harder and harder. There's so much movement. And it's just getting tough to keep that thing regulated. I think the auto zone or the robo umps, whatever you want to call it, it will regulate the strike zone. It will reward the guys that know the strike zone as hitters, and it will, guys are still going to chase, but it will reward those guys for knowing the strike zone, and it actually will reward the guys that can do it on the mound too. So it doesn't reward the guy that's throwing the ball 98 but it's not hitting corners. He's just missing, but it's close, and he's getting calls. You put the hitter in a tough spot.
Kershaw was on with us recently. He said he's not interested in it. He's not for it. I would think that it would help him even more. He said, "Look, I don't want to." There are jobs, with catchers who are really good at framing a pitch, and I said that's not enough to not do the automated strike zone. I would think that would help someone like Kershaw. What do you think?
Well, I have a ton of respect for Clayton, obviously. He's a great guy and been a great pitcher for a long time. But, I do disagree. I just think that we can regulate this thing. And I think the technology is good enough to be able to get it where that curveball that barely crosses and bounces on the ground, they can regulate that enough where guys will know what a strike is and what a ball is. And not from one day to the next when you get one guy because we get scouting reports every day on the umps. And we see the spots that they call more often and the spots they miss more. The top of the strike zone is a place where guys are going now. Some guys call the top, some guys don't. And it's hard for me as I watch, umpire to umpire. Each zone's a little bit different. And not that they're trying to be different, it's just that they are. They may not see the right side of the plate. They may be missing one side of the plate more often, get the other side, and there's a little bit of space out there. So I think it just regulates it where strike's a strike, a ball's a ball.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.